Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam. Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Thursday, September 21st, 2023, and you are in the Java Cafe this morning. It is Thankful Thursday. I am thankful for my guest that is with us this morning. I've known this young man. I actually should bring him on screen a little bit early because I don't know if he remembers exactly where we first met. We're going to go way back, but we go back couple of decades, and this is a brother who is a talented, passionate actor, writer, choreographer, dancer, singer. He used to be part of a group, him and D Quest. I can't remember the name of the group, and I'm about to go to YouTube and find the video back in the day, but they used to get it in back with ballads and love songs and different things. But no, I really respect this brother. His work in community, he's a man of faith, married to a wonderful spouse, and he has a production that is coming up in the next couple of weeks, and we want to definitely support it. We believe in the arts and supporting Black-owned businesses and the creative. So without further ado, I would like to bring into the Java Cafe, Mr. Wyatt Jackson. Man, I got so many, like I've known Wyatt, and I remember Mr. Jackson, and he's coming on. And what's up, brother?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Where are you? In some studio somewhere?
Yes, I'm in the Phoenix Design Studio here in Boston. And it's a state-of-the-art studio where we get a lot of work done on major projects, working with young people, all kinds of stuff. So very, very thankful. It's part of the Boston Preparatory School.
Okay.
School. And the studio was just built a few years ago.
Okay. And
I have access.
You have access. You hear how he ended. I have access. Access is definitely important, and we're going to get into that. But Wyatt, tell us about yourself. I have the pleasure. So let's go back. Do you remember exactly where you know me from or where we first met?
Well, see, I recall meeting you at a church. Now, I could be wrong. But
that may be a second time. I'm just going to say, what was it? Boston Youth Theater.
Boston what?
Boston Youth Theater.
What?
That's what it was back in the day, right? Boston
you go that far back?
With Miss Williams, Michaela's mother. I can't remember her. Janice.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I was like a junior or senior in high school. So that you may remember the church, but I remember you from way back. Boston Youth Theater. There was the Positive Crew, Amina. This is going way back. So I have the pleasure of knowing you for years and seeing your evolution and growth in artistry and advocacy. But tell us, first of all, let's start off. It is Thankful Thursday. Tell us one thing for which you are thankful, and then tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey and how you've landed in this place of being this creative, humble, creative, well-known in the city and in the region and in the country, but such a humble brother, such an unassuming, humble brother. So tell us about yourself, sir.
Thank you. Well, I'm thankful first for just having this opportunity. You know, we're from Boston. You know, Boston's a very small community of big thinking people.
I love the way you describe that. That's good. That's good.
And it's been that way for hundreds of years, but we're the new breed of that. I'm thankful that I came up in a time in Boston when all of these arts educators were pouring into kids from Dorchester, Roxbury, Mattapan, you name it. Dr. Elaine Corey, I'm thankful for her. She was the director of the Boston Youth Theater. Diane Walker, who got me on Broadway and got me over to LA and doing all that work with those folks, who actually helped me get signed to Warner Brother Records with Derek, with Here and Now is the name of the group.
Here and Now. All right, I'm about to go to YouTube. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I could go down the list. Elma Lewis, she gave me a platform. Lou Jones, the famous photographer. Now Paul Goodnight with the show that we're doing together. It goes on and on. So I'm thankful for those people who are now in their late 70s, early 80s. They're all the people who did it. They shaped it. So I'm thankful for them and many others.
Absolutely. And how were you always in the arts? Were you always a creative? When did it start? Tell us about that part of the journey, because you've been in, as the old church folks would say, you've been in the way for quite a while in this creative space. And so share with us why you decided to stay. Is it a passion? Do you do other things? Is this a side hustle? Is this your full-time thing?
So music, dance, and theater are what I've been called to do. Paul Goodnight says this because John Biggers told him this. Your job is what you're paid for, and your calling is what you're made for.
One more time for the people in the back.
Your job is what you get paid for, and your calling is what you're made for. And I'm going with that. So my calling has been to be a storyteller.
Okay.
In the arts. So I learned from some very important people that when you do something in another market, just do it and come home.
Okay.
And rest. So I learned how to treat Boston as my resting and my space of development. And then out there is where I work. So New York, LA, Chicago, Atlanta, all the places where I've been blessed to do stuff. And then Europe, I was in Paris for a while, working with these major people. I was in Germany working for a while with these major folks. I'm talking big Broadway stars.
Yes, sir.
Then I would just come home to Logan Airport. And instead of having a car pick me up, I would get on the Blue Line purposely.
Yes.
To ground myself back in Boston. Then I would get on the Orange Line.
Ground yourself back in Roxbury, Dorchester.
Yeah. And then I would get off at Ruggles with my luggage.
Yep.
And I would get on a 23 bus. I purposely did that.
Yes, sir.
So that I could just ground myself. And then I would go home. So I learned how to calm it all down.
Yep.
And focus on your community when you're in your community.
Okay, we're going to get to the play, but while I have you in this space, there is a mental health tone to what you just said. There is a creative tone to what you just said. Earlier on, you said that you do what you do, and then you do what you do in a sense to get paid, and then you rest. How important is it to invest in yourself when it comes to self-care and rest, especially because creatives are often deemed as those that they go 24/7 and they hustle hard and team no sleep. And we're learning that that is actually not healthy. And so how important is it that no matter what creative space you're in, that you make your mental health and your self-care a priority?
Great question. So, Reverend Liz Walker, of course.
Yes. Yep.
We've been working together for about almost 10 years now. I've known her ever since I was a kid.
On the news and yeah.
But we've been working together for about almost 10 years now on trauma-informed work in the arts and in helping people just to talk things through. And so our motto, our whole mantra is that you cannot do this work without self-care. And that's the same is true with the arts. You cannot do that work without self-care. When I go into a market, I touch down and I get to my hotel, I have my quiet time.
Yes, sir.
Period.
Yep.
Then I may go to a dinner. Then I may do a little something. I go to the venue. I go to the spot where we're going to do the show, whatever it is. And then after that, I go back to the hotel.
And do what?
And chill, relax, read, read the word, watch a motivational video, fall asleep listening to a motivational tape. Positive energy. When I was a kid, I don't know where I got it from, but people used to call me Mr. Positive. I started saying to people like Donnie Wahlberg and all them, I used to say, yo, stay positive, yo, stay positive. Then they flipped it back and started telling me to stay positive. Then I started hearing other people say, stay positive. So at the moment that I was really, really trying to get my identity down, I started promoting positive without really knowing how powerful that was.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm living in a space where when you see something that goes on, like Marcia is my wife, Marcia Jackson, she was on your show.
Yep.
We watch the news for a little bit, and then I'll hit the studio or I'll hit the living room and just get my mental capacity together.
Yes, sir. And go ahead.
And that's it. I do that on purpose. I'll do an hour. I get up sometimes at 5 a.m. so I can just hear quiet. And before it's time to go to bed, calm it all down, and I'll have that hour. I just have that hour, bro.
And it's important to have that. And I wanted to highlight, and we're going to get into We Move in Color. And I'm so curious to how you came up with the name. And is this, so let's get into it. We Move in Color. Is this your production? Tell us about it. And I was purposeful. This is your first time on. I've known you, but I wanted the audience to get to know you as well. And you definitely exude creativity, humility, and humbleness. And so that makes it just a little bit easier when we say, even if you're not going, y'all need to go get a ticket and support this very good, not just saying it, but very good brother. Let's go ahead and start talking about We Move in Color. Is this your production? Did you write it? Are you just supporting it as you do? Just being a good supportive brother. Tell us about this production.
We Move in Color is a musical review that was created by Robbie Thomas and myself.
Okay. So
Robbie Thomas is from Boston. He says hi, by the way.
Wait, Robbie Thomas from the baseball program?
Yes.
The Reverend Robbie Thomas does creative stuff?
Yeah, he's involved in this.
Okay.
He's the executive producer of the show. He lives in Vegas now. He's married and lives in Vegas doing big things there. And he and I know. So we were roommates before the pandemic, maybe a few years before the pandemic. And then he moved to Vegas when he got married, and I got married. And then he would say, man, come to Vegas and let's talk about doing something. So we flew out to Vegas and we're sitting at the pool. And he said, man, Wyatt, look, man, you have an Emmy Award. You've been all over the world. You worked in the music industry, blah, blah, blah. If you were going to do a show, what would you want to do? And I said, let me think about that. I get back to Boston. He and I are on the phone.
Sorry, go ahead.
And just like water, maybe just like air, breathing, I said, we move in color. And he said, ooh, he said, nice working title. That's what the first thing he said.
Okay.
Nice working title. And then it started there. That was the origin, the phone call.
Off of a phone call. See, that's what I'm talking about. So tell us about what is We Move in Color? Is it just dance? What is the theme? What can a viewer or audience member expect to walk away with? What is the experience like if you're sitting there and from the time the curtain opens until the time the curtain closes? What is that experience going to be like to see us move in color? And we're going to dig a little bit deeper into that title.
Yeah. So my quick answer is it's a history lesson in color. It is an exciting mix of dance, rap, poetry, the visual art of Paul Goodnight and the visual art of Lou Jones. It's an immersive art experience. We hired dancers from New York. I did all the auditions in New York City. We have Anita Faye from Las Vegas, who's singing, Robbie's wife, amazing singer. We have Robbie from Las Vegas, Boston. We have dancers from Washington, D.C., from New York, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan. We put together a universe of this story. And the story is about us from 1618 or the 1600s when we were enslaved, when we came over, all the way to Afrofuturism. We show through dance and poetry and music and all that how we have continued to be creative, continue to be innovative, continue to be positive, powerful people in the midst of a country that was oppressing us, constantly trying to oppress. Now, the sky's the limit. You can do anything you put your mind to in America as a person of color, and that is because of what our ancestors went through.
Sir.
And so, bottom line, we have a church scene in the show. We have a tap dance scene in the show. We have a step dance thing in the show. We have all this energy. And when I tell you, first of all, we did it last year at the Strand in October, standing ovation for 5 minutes.
Wow.
Then the Kennedy Center in DC said we want it there. So we did that in April of this year.
Okay.
Of this year. I know, I'm thinking years now. We did the show at the Kennedy Center, standing ovation there. In DC, Kennedy Center.
Yes,
right?
sir. Huge.
So now we're bringing it back to the Strand, and we would love for you to be one of our guests who can promote it, and you're doing that now.
Yes, sir.
So the mayor is coming on that day to greet the kids. We're doing a matinee for the kids.
Okay.
At 12 o'clock on the 6th. She's going to do a whole thing, a presentation. We already got proclamations from Ayanna Presley about the show and her. October 6th is We Move in Color Day in the city of Boston.
Wow. Now, wait a minute. That is being announced here, right? Because they usually do it on the day. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. No, sir.
Yeah. So you heard it here first. What else? Yeah. The show radiates the energy that is just off the chain. It's like you're seeing authentic stuff, authentic tap dance, authentic step dance, authentic gospel, authentic hip hop, authentic. And that's why I believe that's why the audiences stand for 5 minutes to just keep going.
Because they appreciate the artistry. And also we know that music and dance and creative spaces also create feelings. They inspire, they take you back to the moment. You live in that moment through the music, through the visual. Right. So we do have a video clip of We Move in Color. So I wanted to be able to share that with the audience. And let me just get, I'm mastering this wonderful stuff here, but I think I'm going to get it together and do you justice, brother. Okay, there we go. Get the big screen. All right, I think we got it, brother. Here we go. Just cross your fingers and pray that everything works.
All right, let's see what you got.
It's the window to share audio, share a tab. Okay, this thing is acting up with me. Okay, there we go. Also share audio. Yes. Okay, there we go. I think we're good, brother.
All right.
Okay, there we go. Let me know if you can hear it once we start, and then we'll be good.
From Emmy Award winner Wyatt Jackson, Grammy Award winner Gin Rubin, and executive producer Robbie Thomas comes the dynamic musical review, We Move in Color. We Move in Color brings to life a powerful African-American narrative, 400 years in the making. The performance captures the essence, elegance, and resilience of the people, set on a journey toward freedom. On the heels of its captivating performance at the John F. Kennedy Center, We Move in Color returns to Boston Strand Theater for 2 anniversary performances on October 6th and 7th. That's October 6th and 7th. Tickets are available at www.wemoveincolor.com. That's www.wemoveincolor.com. We Move in Color is powerful, uplifting, and relevant. Come see and feel the journey. Part of the proceeds to benefit We Move in Color Collaborative.
And boom, there we go. Brother, I'm excited about this. I'm excited. I'm definitely going that weekend is interesting. But I think the 7th is good. And so I plan to come through on the 7th. Please get me. I can do it through YouTube, but if you can email me the MP4 of that video, we will be sure to promote it. And I have the flyer as well. But this is going to be good. One question: are they shouting in the church scene? That's just
yes.
I just
authentic shouting.
Authentic shout.
And it's a historical piece. So the church scene is in 1957. So what we know, James, and this is your background too. We know that there was a moment in American history where the Azusa movement.
You said you better.
Right. The Pentecostal church really took off. And what we know is that it was a moment where Africans could just emote. And there's a thing called a shout. And some people know the step. Now, I know the step. Snoop Dogg actually knows the step. And the Crip Walk kind of comes from a version of the shout. So if you can imagine, the rhythm is and your feet do this kind of like and so you have to experience, Holy Tab and in Dorchester, that's where we saw it. Emmanuel Temple Church, that's where we saw it. I could go down the list. So I grew up in that.
Yes,
so
sir.
I had to be in the show. And now it's not, here's the thing. It's not making mockery of that though.
At all. It's a part of our experience. You said it's a historical piece.
Right.
Shoot.
So that's what's up. There's so many positive things I could say about the show. As you see, it's a lot of color and it's a lot of energy. The music was done by Grammy award-winning producer and writer Gen Rubin.
I've heard that name.
Yeah, Gen Rubin did all of Here and Now's music in the beginning.
Okay.
And then he did Mary J. Blige and Aretha Franklin. He won the Grammy for something with some Latinx singers that was huge. So we've got, and he is the governor of the Grammys on the West Coast. So we have music that is
mind-boggling.
It takes you to another level.
In this time, Wyatt, you refer to this, what's going on in this country. How important is it that investment is made? Robbie Thomas invested, executive producer, but we have a lot of these corporations and entities and things that started in a post-George Floyd, post-pandemic, where the reality of Black and brown folks in this country smacked everybody in the face. We've been living it, but it just raised it to a boiling point or tipping point. How important is it that investments rather are made in the arts? I heard reference to not just the show, but there is We Move in Color. I don't know if it was the word foundation or movement or program, but how important is it that electeds, the legislatures, we got wonderful, our good brother Mike from the Mass Cultural Council that is ensuring that Black and brown artists are supported. How important is it that investments are made to keep this type of programming, this type of positivity, this type of support of mental health? How important is it that investments are made?
Yeah, great question. We did a very important thing right after the show. In October of last year, we applied for nonprofit status. It takes 2 years usually to get nonprofit status, right? The We Move in Color is an LLC.
Okay.
So the company is owned by Gen Rubin, the producer, myself, and Robbie Thomas. We figured, okay, that's the business piece, but we have all these people that want to give to the vision.
Okay, good.
So we apply for nonprofit status. It usually takes 2 years. When the IRS and all the people who make these decisions saw what we were doing, they said, let's do it now. So in 6 months, we got it. We have our nonprofit status now. It was supposed to be 2 years. It was only 6 months. So let me just share with you the people who have already given. JP Morgan Chase, TJX, the people who own TJ Maxx,
Yep.
the Boston Foundation, Amari Paris Jeffries, Embrace Boston, gave us a very generous amount. New Commonwealth Fund,
Shout out to Makiba.
Makiba. I used to talk with her about the arts when she was 12 years old. Now she's doing that, right? And the list, the Thomas Empowerment Foundation out of Las Vegas. Robbie Thomas, his wife, is the head of that. And on. People who just said, what do you need? The Boston Convention Bureau, Meet Boston.
Yep.
There were all these local people who said, we see the vision, we see what you're doing here. So now that we have the nonprofit status, it's happening all over again. People are saying we want to invest in the vision. Now, that means there's a mission, a vision, there's a board of directors, there's all these wonderful people that we are assembling that'll hold us accountable to that vision. The mayor said, I want to be involved. How can I help? So once you do that, then that's the model that you take on a national tour. So we've already done the Kennedy Center in DC. So now it's just a matter of the bookings that we have. We have New Jersey wants the show, Detroit wants the show. It's like that. So some things are birthed in Boston that become national. And so this is one of them. And I'm thankful. I mean, what can you say when the show was created by a national group of people?
Yep.
Ken Rubin lives in Seattle, Washington. Robbie
Thomas
Thomas
in
is
Vegas.
Vegas. I'm here. The choreographers are in New York and DC and New Jersey. So all these people all around the country said, we see the vision. Paul Goodnight here in Boston, but a internationally known painter, said, I see the vision. I want to do it. And then, Lou Jones, who's like my surrogate father, said, look, first of all, internationally known photographer. He wanted to add to the vision. So his artwork, his pictures are in this thing as well, immersively put on 40 by 20 screens. So I can say this to you because you're like family in a way. If you think about how long we've known each other.
Yes, sir.
Anything is possible. Doesn't matter where you're from now. It doesn't matter if you're from Boston or from New York or from Philly or Chicago or LA. Anything is possible. And dreams really do come true.
Yes, sir.
And so you have to ask. So there's a scripture that says, ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds. And to him or her who knocks, the door will be open. And then it goes on. There's another one that says, and now unto him
who is able
to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. To him be glory in the church and in Christ Jesus, and so on forever. Here's the bottom line. Be specific in what you ask for, because guess what? You're going to get it. And number two, be specific around how you're going to manage it.
In other words, stewardship.
Stewardship. So that's what I say to people. Now, my pastor, Ray Hammond, says this. People ask for skimpy stuff. You need to ask for the big things. Health, strength,
wisdom,
friendships.
Yes, sir.
Healthy living with people. A healthy living when no one's watching. All of that. And then if you have some goals that you want to accomplish, I want to make $10 million by the time I'm 50, or I want to have a internationally known thing. Just know that the other things need to be in place first. That's why we go on to the next scripture that says, seek ye first the kingdom and all its righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you.
You what you call it? You got the mothers in here, Pastor Barry, my mother, others and whatnot, talking about you better preach it to see again and why you're so humble. It's not name dropping. It is giving a different, you bring all the credibility that is needed, and you bringing that credibility includes the caliber of the folks of what you're bringing in for this collaboration. So we are excited. I just want to make sure. Can you do me is there a, let me see. I believe I have the link. Oh no, I didn't want that. Crap. Hold on. I hit the wrong thing. All right.
I can tell you why you're looking for that.
Okay.
What we tell people is just go to the website for We Move in Color. It's simple, wemoveincolor.com to get tickets. Now we have the whole Strand Theater. We're selling all the tickets, and we know that when the night comes and we can put people in different seats, okay, you can come sit over here, you can come sit over here. Don't worry about that. Just get in the building and we'll take care of you. wemoveincolor.com.
There it is. It's hyperlinked there. Natasha, thank you so much for putting that as well. And so I do want to close with the video clip one more time before we go, and you can come back and give last words about that, just to make sure anybody that tuned in the last couple of seconds gets to see it, because this is amazing, man. I'm so looking forward to seeing this. And now I got to get, all right, Jesus, where's the video? Okay, we're going to get this together. All right, I got it here. Wyatt, man, you know what it is behind the scenes. Try to get stuff together. Okay, let's get it over here on this screen over here. But folks, if you were just tuning in, we had the pleasure this morning for Thankful Thursday. I think it's so apropos, brother, that you were here for Thankful Thursday with us. You did sneak a preach a little bit by dropping the word there. But before we go, we want to make sure that you get a little glimpse of what is going on October 6th and 7th here in the city of Boston, sponsored by, written by, choreographed by this great brother, Wyatt Jackson. And so here we go. We Move in Color. One more glimpse, and Wyatt will be right back right after this clip.
From Emmy Award winner Wyatt Jackson, Grammy Award winner Gin Rubin, and executive producer Robbie Thomas comes the dynamic musical review, We Move in Color. We Move in Color brings to life a powerful African-American narrative, 400 years in the making. The performance captures the essence, elegance, and resilience of a people set on a journey toward freedom. On the heels of its captivating performance at the John F. Kennedy Center, We Move in Color returns to Boston Strand Theater for 2 anniversary performances on October 6th and 7th. That's October 6th and 7th. Tickets are available at www.wemoveincolor.com. That's www.wemoveincolor.com. We Move in Color is powerful, uplifting, and relevant. Come see and feel the journey. Part of the proceeds to benefit We Move in Color Collaborative.
I'm excited. October 7th. That's the first Sunday, right?
Yeah.
In October. Okay. So we'll I'll sidebar with you.
The first Saturday.
The first Saturday. The 7th is that Saturday. So and that's a big week. We got the rebrand dropping for Java with Jimmy that Sunday. You got this going on. We got a couple of other things going on that week. And so we'll make sure we act, because the mayor is on that Wednesday. And I think you start that next night. So we'll make sure we bring that up in our interview with her so she can talk about it. Is she playing?
No, she's coming.
She's not going to play. Okay.
Oh,
right.
no.
I thought you got it.
Up.
Okay. I thought you got it to jump on the keys real quick.
Oh, you mean playing the
Yeah.
Oh, that would be dope.
Yep. And if I don't want to get in trouble if you go ahead and reach out and try to incorporate that real quick, because the mayor she played Milton Bronson's, if you remember, at the Embrace. Remember she played There Is No Way?
Oh yeah, I heard about it. I didn't see it.
You were, or maybe it was the January event. I remember seeing you down there. Maybe it was the unveiling. I'm not exactly sure, but she killed it there too. So I'm looking forward to this, Wyatt. Thank you so much, because there were a few things that you dropped today that had really nothing to do with you coming on today, but it touched me as far as like it starts here, but it can go national and stuff like that. And we talked about and bounced around what will happen with the Java Cafe. But bro, there were a few nuggets that you dropped today, including the word, of course, but a few things that I'm leaving with inspired, and so are the viewers as well. So please keep us abreast of what's going on. Teak is in the building. She's saying Excuse me. Looking forward to attending the event again. My nephew Solomon is a performant. Thank you, Wyatt, for your mentorship. There are other people that were part of Elma Lewis that was saying they were with Elma Lewis from 8 to 21. And Staja's dance company has a couple of young people, I believe, they're a part of the production as well. And
I got them in there. I got them in.
Yeah. Two of the students from Staja's Cultural Arts Center will be part of Move in Color. And Sophia was tagged in here. So hopefully she jumps on and sees this as well. So Wyatt, I'm excited, not just for this event, but I'm excited for you. Please give Marcia my best. There's no way in the world that we would be on here today and I not say hello to her, because next time I see her, say, hi, Jimmy, good to see you. I didn't get a greeting when my husband went. No, that's my sister and friend in the advocacy and in the work. And I'm so happy for you when I found out that, because I did never put the Jackson. And I think when she told me, I was like, wait, what? Wyatt? So I'm happy for you, man, across the board about what's going on in life for you, and the settledness that I see in just the coasting. You know what I mean? Just in life and whatnot. Doesn't mean we don't deal with issues and struggles, but we just we keep it moving.
That's it, man. Well, thank you. And brother, I am very proud of you.
Oh.
You know, you've always shown up in the spaces where people are supposed to be. Like, this is going on, there's James. This is going on, there's James. So this is not for any of you all who are still trying to figure him out, you can't figure him out because he's in the light. And, you know, when it was Molly Music who said it, don't try to figure me out because I'm in the light. And if you try to figure me out, then you're going to have to go to God about this one. So that's what I see in you. Like, I see that you have this thing that you have to accomplish, and people are going to try to figure you out. But don't waste your time doing that, because he's in the light. He's someone this is his calling to do what he's doing. So you'll waste your time trying to figure James out.
Listen, my mother, and one of my adopted mothers in ministries in here, and grandparents, and anybody that really knows me.
Yeah.
And then I hear what you're saying, not to take away from what you're saying.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. But there's some in here that would agree that it's hard to figure out. And I haven't even figured out exactly what God is doing. So yeah,
that's it.
I appreciate you, sir. But we trust him.
Yes, that's absolutely. Watch what happens. Watch what happens.
All right, you got my right shoulder going up, so you know what that means. I'm gonna get you off the screen, Jesus. You better be glad I did track. No, all right. I love you, man. I appreciate you, and thank you so much.
One question.
Yes.
How can I see this again? Is this something that will?
This is what we can do is we'll get you the actual hard file. So your team, however they want to cut it up, you know, everybody's doing reels and stories on social media. We'll get you the hard file, but it stays up on Java with Jimmy on Facebook. It's on Twitter and on Java with Jimmy on YouTube. So all of the videos every day always stay up. So if you go to Java with Jimmy on Facebook, as soon as we get off, you can go back and watch it. And don't do what I do sometimes when I do watch. Listen to the content and don't be like, "Ooh, I could have said that different." Because listen, I know how we are. So I'm encouraging you, brother. Just know that you touch somebody. This event is going to touch somebody, and watch it not with the artistry, self-critique eye, but watch it with a lens of look at what the Lord has done. You can't back off of that one. So
got you. All right, man.
I appreciate you, sir, and keep us abreast of everything that's going on. And you know the platform is here to support.
Yes, sir. See you over at the theater, man, and I'll see you in the community.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Listen, folks, this was a dope, Thankful Thursday. He tried to mess with me a little bit, but we're going to get ready to get off of here. We will be back. This is so funny. And I know Anissa is going to figure out a way to keep me on my P's and Q's, but I'm going to go in and figure out and to let you all know what's going on next week. And so Monday, September 25th, we have, hold on. On Monday, September, on Monday, September 25th, we have the president of ABCD and CEO Sharon Scott joins us in the Java Cafe to provide insight on ABCD's upcoming Hoop Dreams that takes place on Tuesday, September 26th at TD Garden. Then on Tuesday, September 26th, we have Tech Goes Home. Brother Marvin Vinay and his colleague will be with us on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, I'm not exactly sure yet. And then on Thursday, on Thankful Thursday, well, Wednesday, there is not a show. Listen, let me tell y'all something real quick. Wednesday, we are back at WGBH at 12 p.m. For those of you that can, please try to make your way down to, I don't think I know this sister too well, but I see her out here doing some stuff. Phoenix Fire is in the room. Hi, sister. Good to see you. We need to talk. And this is so funny. I'm learning this stuff and not learning it, but we need to talk a collab one day and do some things together. But shout out to you. She and the good brother Vicado Williams has a event coming up where they're going to talk about relationships, dating, and a few other things. So go follow Phoenix Fire to get more information about the event that her and the good brother, author and mogul, that's a whole nother Zoom in itself. But I just noticed Phoenix was in the room, so I had to shout her out real quick. But on Wednesday, we are going to be back at WGBH at 12 p.m. For those of you that tune in virtually, I definitely appreciate it. But for those of you that work in the Copley, the Back Bay area, that are a few minutes away from the Boston Public Library main branch, please consider coming down to GBH on Wednesday at 12 o'clock. You need to be in there as best as possible, be seated a few minutes before 12. So when we start the show, there's not that many interruptions. But I've seen people come in, they're looking outside, they stop in and they seat them right there in the studio. So please plan to come by on Wednesday at 12 o'clock. We are discussing Hispanic Heritage Month. The confirmed guest we have so far is Jose Masso Sr. and also Brother Alberto from El Mundo. Telemundo is going to be with us, and so we are getting ready for that. So then on Thursday we will end out on Thursday the 28th. Our guest on Thursday will be Justin Hurst. He is a Springfield Councilor at Large, a mayoral candidate, and now I'm going to be we'll chat with him and see what's going on with him. But we also have candidates, and we're figuring out now how to bring some candidates into the space here in Boston. There is a business piece to that because electoral candidates spend money on ads in on TV and in the paper and whatnot. This is a community-driven platform, and so we're not trying to rob and steal from anybody, but we're going to figure out a very balanced fee because we also know you got candidates with almost over $500,000, and then you got candidates with $10,000. And so we want to kind of figure that out. But that's happening. That's the lineup for next week. Don't forget to tune in, or if you were in that area, to shout, I don't know if we could do a meetup. I'll sidebar you. But if you're in the area on Wednesday, please consider coming to WGBH at the Boston Public Library, the Newsfeed Cafe for Java with Jimmy at GBH. That is it for me today. That is it for me this week. I have heard the feedback about Freestyle Fridays coming back. I'm figuring it out because an additional day added is additional content creation and stuff. And so we're checking with the team. The good brother Wyatt messed around and wound up signing back in. We're still here, brother. It was so good to have you on, man. We really appreciate you. So please remember to go support the play. And also come out to GBH on Wednesday at 12 noon. And remember to tune in. We'll have flyers and stuff out shortly. It's going to be a great conversation. We're also going to talk about our political power. We talk black and brown and BIPOC and the diaspora. But when it comes to politics, black and brown folks, we need to figure it out because there's power in our numbers. And with that being said, you all have a wonderful, Thankful Thursday. Remember to be intentional about your gratitude. There are so many things that fight us in life that when they come up, if we have, as the old folks used to say, sent up the timber, if we have stockpiled gratitude, when those things come, we can kind of reflect back and look and say, well, I'm thankful for this. I'm thankful for that. Despite what's real and what's going on, I am still thankful. So that is the motive behind Thankful Thursday. Thank you all for tuning in all this week. Thank you for the support. Again, thank you for all the birthday salutations, attendance, and everything like that. We will see you on Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we will talk with you soon. Peace.